how to exercise and eat right for your body type. Welcome back to my channel. This is Jean here from Authentic Energy. I'm here to help you become body confident, healthier, and happier with the right wellness strategies. So you don't have to stress over dieting, calorie restrictions, body image, or what other people think of you. If you would like weekly tips on body confidence and body wellness, make sure you hit the subscribe button to the channel and hit the notification bell. All right, so a lot of you guys have been asking me to talk about the body types, and maybe many of you have heard of the 3 most common body types, and you want to explore more and understand more about them, because maybe sometimes understanding about your body type can actually help you achieve your body goals. So in today's video, we're going to have a really close look at the most common 3 body types and how you can exercise and how you can actually adjust your eating habits to suit your body type. Also, this is a good chance for you to find out which body type is yours so that you can make the suitable adjustments. Okay, so in nutrition science and also in most of the sports science field, we basically have categorized our human bodies into 3 main body types. So 3 main body types. You may have heard of these 3. So there are ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph. Okay, so here is a little overview of what each body type looks like. Now, let's go into the details of each body type. And this is also where you can take a look and see where you fit in. And let me know in the comment below, which one do you think you most likely fit into? Okay, but before we go in there, I do have to emphasize that your body type has nothing to do with your personality. Okay, so let's say just because you're ectomorph, it doesn't mean that you're this particular personality. Okay, so your personalities have nothing to do with your body type. However, your body type does have an association with your genetics. Okay, so whatever that your body type is, is kind of, predetermined by your genes. Okay, and also, whatever your body type is can actually impact your athletic performance, and also your body type can actually have an influence over the potential of having cardiovascular disease. Okay, so this is some of the main points I have to make first, because sometimes people may ask, like, I'm this particular body type doesn't mean that I'm destined to have this kind of personality, or does my personality have anything to do with my body type? Okay, so they're totally unrelated, body type and personalities. Okay, but body type is related to genes, athletic performance, and also cardiovascular disease, the potential of developing cardiovascular disease. Okay. Okay, perfect. Now, before we go into different specific body types, we do have to emphasize that you don't actually necessarily need to strictly follow the body typing kind of like lifestyle, right? Like adjust your eating habits or your exercise habits. That is because it is a type of strategy. Okay, so in sports nutrition, it is a type of strategy to help people actually achieve particular goals. Okay, so if you don't really know anything about nutritional foundation or a lot of the basic principles of exercise and nutrition, then body typing may not actually benefit you, right? But there are 2 types of people that can actually benefit from body typing. So they are high performance athletes. Okay, so a lot of you guys may have seen, professional sports people. They need to really look at their body type and also adjust their food intake and also their exercise routine to suit the athletic achievements, the athletic results they want to achieve. So definitely for high performance athletes and the professional sportsmen, body typing strategy really works well for them. But also another type of people, this could be some of you, right, that you have been trying to achieve a certain health or body goal, but you've actually used the foundational strategies, the foundational nutrition and also training strategies. They don't really quite work, and you can't achieve your goal from applying the foundational skills. Then this is actually a good time for you to look at specific body typing strategies. Okay, so I do want to emphasize that while knowing and understanding the different types, the different body types is very useful, right? So you get to know about the differences in metabolism, in activities, and also in body composition. But you don't necessarily have to, strictly follow them. Okay, so let's take a look at each body type. Okay, now the first one is ectomorph. Okay, now some of you are probably a bit confused by the name ectomorph. Basically, you're ectomorph if your body is long and lean and you have narrow shoulders and hips. Ectomorph body types tend to have very little body fat, very little muscle as well. So very, very lean and skinny. Ectomorph bodies tend to have very fast metabolism, and they're very good at tolerating carbs. So they tend to have very high carb tolerance. Okay, and I know a lot of people might get jealous like you eat so much carb but nothing goes into your body or goes into the waste. But however, for ectomorph bodies, it is very difficult for them to gain muscles. All right, so if you're someone that has always been very, very lean and you always have a hard time to gain weight altogether, you are very likely to fall into the ectomorph body type. Okay, so the typical goal, the typical health goal for ectomorph would be to gain muscles and also to train for endurance. So that is for the ectomorph athletes, okay, that they're pushing for endurance, and for certain athletes, or certain, ectomorph bodies, they want to gain more muscles. Okay, and so I've got some pictures on the right, so you can see that the typical ectomorph bodies would be people like you see on the runway, like the runway models. They're super, super skinny and long and lean, and also endurance athletes, such as like high jumpers or sprinters. They tend to have the ectomorph bodies. Okay, so let me know in the comment if you feel like you are actually an ectomorph. Okay, now the next type is the mesomorph. Mesomorph. Okay, so mesomorph tend to be more muscular, athletic, and the bodies look very solid and strong. So you can actually see very defined muscles in the mesomorph bodies. Okay, and the bone structure tend to be medium bone structure, and mesomorph have very efficient metabolism. Okay, so which means they can actually gain weight easily, but also lose weight very easily as well. Okay, so this is the kind of body type that a lot of people kind of get jealous of, right? Because they have very efficient metabolism. So for mesomorph bodies, it's very easy for them to achieve a good balance, right? Like balance meaning like a good balance of body fat and also lean muscle. Okay, and on the right hand side, you can see we have a celebrity example for a mesomorph body, Halle Berry. Okay, so Halle Berry's body is a typical example of a mesomorph, and she's very muscular in a lot of her movies, you can see. And, from the sports world, we got, a gymnast. Okay, so I got Simone Biles here as a gymnast example. So a lot of gymnast bodies are very mesomorph, where you can see very defined muscles. Okay, so the typical goal for mesomorph bodies, basically, you want to try to lean up and also to boost power. Okay, so that is the typical health goal for mesomorph body. Okay, so let me know in the comment below if anyone is a mesomorph. Now, moving on, the next one is endomorph. Okay, so endomorph is basically, what we physically, visually, they're a bit more round. They have stockier bone structures, larger midsection, and larger hips. Okay, so you can see in the picture here. And mesomorph bodies tend to carry more fat around the body, throughout the whole body. You can visibly see that they're more fat around the body. So mesomorph naturally have slow metabolism. Okay, so that makes the mesomorph bodies gain fat quite easily, but it's actually very hard to lose the weight, right? So easy to gain weight, but hard to lose weight, and especially gaining body fat. So the typical goal for endomorph bodies is to lose fat. Okay, and I've got some examples here, like in the athletes world, a lot of like heavy duty performance athletes such as like weightlifters or wrestlers tend to have that natural endomorph body. And I got Oprah Winfrey here, so her body is, visually a typical endomorph body, which is more curvy, more round and curvy. Okay, so these are all three body types. And of course, some of you might be questioning, like, I don't feel like I'm 100% any of those body type. That is very, very possible because actually many of us fall into the mixed body type. So the mixed body type meaning that, you can be a combination of the two, right? So let me know in the comment below if anyone is, like a mixed body type. I know I definitely am. Okay, so the first mixed body type is ectomesomorph. Okay, so your combination of ectomorph and mesomorph, which means your body is very lean and muscular. Okay, so you're kind of like very slim, but you're also very muscular. So you can be ecto and meso. Okay, now the next combination type is meso-endo. Okay, so meso and endomorph mixed together. So that means you're strong, but your muscles may not be so well defined. Okay, so that is a meso endo. Okay, personally, I think I fall into the meso endo mixed body type. Okay, let me know if anybody here is a meso endo as well. Okay, now the next mixed body type I want to introduce you guys to is endomeso. Okay, endomesomorph basically are people that are naturally thin. Okay, you're naturally thin, but you can actually gain weight easily from lifestyle choices, such as, maybe a lack of exercise or, like poor nutritional habit. Okay, so I know that when I was living in Asia, I was surrounded by a lot of endomesos. They're very lean. Sometimes, there's a term for that, right? Like kind of like a skinny fat, very, very thin, but, you don't see any muscles, but they're not really healthy. They do gain weight, like skinny fat kind of thing from, poor lifestyle choices. Okay, so this is the last type of mixed body type. So let me know in the comment below if anyone falls into any of the combination, the mixed body type. Okay. Now let's talk about like the exercise, the workout, and also the diet and the nutrition for each body type. Okay. So firstly, we have our ectomorph. Okay. So what is recommended for ectomorph bodies in terms of training? Okay, so the target for our ectomorph bodies is to build lean muscles, right? So the when it comes to exercise, we should actually prioritize strength training. Okay, which means resistance and weight training, because strength training is, basically the best modality for ectomorph bodies to develop lean muscle mass. And because of ectomorph's natural body, they're very good at, like long distance, long endurance sports already. But the more like, cardio, like endurance, long distance and long hours of cardios you do as an ectomorph, it's actually hindering your body's ability to develop muscles. So as a result, we actually suggest to do, like moderate and limit your amount of cardio. So the best cardio for ectomorph is low intensity, steady state cardio, such as jogging or cycling. But don't overdo it because, we want you to, say, for example, have strength training, 3 to 5 times a week, and then, mix it up with maybe about couple of times of low intensity steady state cardio mixed up with the strength training, but have most of your trainings, emphasize on strength training, on weight training. So yeah, so my suggestion is to prioritize strength training over cardio. Okay, so this is the ectomorph workout suggestion. Now, moving on to the ectomorph nutrition. Okay, so the ectomorph bodies do really, really well on higher carbs. Okay, I know a lot of people will be like, kind of jealous of that, because their bodies do have very high tolerance for carbs, right? So they do really well on a higher carb diet, with moderate protein intake and lower fat. Okay, so moderate protein and lower fat. So a typical ectomorph meal, the nutrition portion would look like this. So 50% carbs, 25% protein, and 20% fat. So you can see that there's a large portion of carbs for ectomorph diet. Okay, so this is the little general outlook of that. Okay, now moving on to mesomorph. Okay, so for our mesomorph bodies, the best workout is actually a balanced program. A balanced program basically means a good split between strength training and cardio, because mesomorph bodies are very responsive to strength training. Okay, so strength trainings can do really, really well for their bodies to, define the muscles and also to lean out. But also, their bodies can, do really well with cardio as well, right? So it's really good to mix things up, half strength and half cardio. And also when it comes to, the interval training for mesomorph bodies, you can mix up, HIT, the high intensity interval training, with low intensity steady cardio. So you can do half. And the target for the mesomorph workout is to develop leaner physique. So which is why a good balance of strength and cardio is the best for mesomorph bodies. Okay. And let's take a look at mesomorph nutrition. Okay, so similarly to workout, mesomorph bodies do well on the balance of everything, right? So that's why we say they do best on the mixed diet, with a good balance of carbs, protein, and fat. So a typical mesomorph nutrition meal portion would look like this: a very almost even split between carbs, fat, and protein. So you have your 40, 30, 30. Okay, so 40% carbs and 30% protein and 30% healthy fats. Okay, so some of you may be quite familiar with this 40, 30, 30. I've talked about this nutritional balance portion many, many times in my previous videos. And for a lot of you out there, for you to kind of start on a beginner's journey of how to eat healthy, 40, 30, 30 is a really good split. Okay, and this is what works for the mesomorph bodies as well. Okay, now let's take a look at our endomorph bodies. So for the endomorph bodies, the target is actually to help the bodies to burn body fat and also to increase the metabolic efficiency. So as I mentioned before, endomorph bodies tend to have slower metabolism, right? So when we actually do the body workouts, we want to, we want to use the most efficient workout that actually can help your body burn the most fat and also to help the body increase the metabolism. Okay, so as a result, what is recommended is to do high intensity interval training, the HIIT training. A lot of you guys love it, right? So HIIT training, you can hit it like, I'll say 3 to 4 times, even 5 times a week. But obviously, it depends on everyone's lifestyle and also your physical tolerance, right? It's not necessarily the harder the better, the more frequent the better, right? It's also about the quality, and the each training time should be about, I'll say, 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes of HIIT interval training session. That should be efficient. Okay, and combining with weight training as well, because weight training is very effective for building lean muscles and to burn body fat. So on top of the weight training and HIIT training, it is actually recommended for endomorph bodies to pay attention to daily movement. So so additional daily movement is very necessary, right? Because a lot of times, many people tend to sit down a lot, right? Like long hours of sedentary lifestyle can actually contribute to the, the endomorph body appearance. So this is also where, we have to emphasize on the additional daily movement on top of, the workout routine. Okay, so this is the workout recommendation for endomorph. Now, for nutrition, endomorph nutrition, we do want to focus on a higher fat diet, because endomorph bodies tend to have very lower carbs tolerance. Okay, so which means we can't really let endomorph bodies eat a lot of carbs, right? And as a result, we want to increase the fat intake, but control the carbs intake the carbs intake and also control the protein intake at the same time. So a typical endomorph nutrition will look like this. You see we have 25% carbs, okay, which is relatively lower. It's not super low to the point where you eat no carbs. Okay, our bodies need carbs. Okay, so 25% carbs, 35% protein, and then 40% healthy fat. So you can see endomorph nutrition has the highest amount of fat, and which is also why there are a lot of endomorph bodies who like to experiment with diets such as ketogenic diet, which is a high fat diet but low carbs. Okay, but having said that, it may not necessarily work for all endomorph bodies. It's just that this is it's a generalized guidance for a lot of you out there. If you're an endomorph body and a lot of the things have not worked for you, then you can definitely try to adjust your macros to this portion where you increase your fat intake, lower your carbs intake, and control your protein intake, and see how that works for your body, especially for your body goal. All right. So now that we have a basic understanding of all three body types and what kind of like nutrition and exercise habits are really, recommended and really good for each body type, it is also very important for me to bring everyone's attention to our foundational nutritional habits. That is because before we apply these body typing strategies to ourselves, to our health goals, it is very, very important that we have to take the very, very important first and most fundamental step right here. Okay, so before you go into applying everything that I just talked about, you must master the foundational nutritional habits. Okay, this is your fundamental skills. So things like mindful eating, appetite awareness, energy balance, food quality, nutrition density, nutrient portion, and how to best supplement, to take the nutritional supplement. These are all like very important foundational nutritional habits and skills that everyone needs to have. And this is something that I teach inside my body confidence mastery program as well, so that everyone can be geared up with all these very important foundational skills to help your body achieve that optimal health state. Right. So this is very important because all these skills apply to all body types. And for a lot of us, we don't probably even need to actually, apply the body typing strategies. Just by applying the foundational skills and practicing the foundational nutrition habits, we can already see amazing results. Okay, so the first step I suggest everyone to do is to apply your foundation skills, and then the next step is to track your food intake. Right, whatever goal that you have, it is important for you to pay attention to the portions. So here we're talking about like the nutrition portions. How much carb that you're having. We're not counting calories here, okay? So we're not counting like exactly how many calories you have in your noodle, in your salmon, in your apple, but just by using the hand guide, right? Which I talk a lot about the hand guide in a lot of my videos. It is actually a really good visual guide for you to know, for you to gauge exactly how much nutrition you are taking into your body. This is a very, very important skill to have as well, right? This can actually help a lot of you guys to achieve your health goal by simply, tracking and gauging, how much you are eating. Okay, just by using your hand. And then if all fails, like if foundational skills don't work, food tracking don't work for you, and then you can look at modifying your macros based on your goals or your body type. That is exactly what we just talked about here today, right? And this is, I'll say, the third step. Okay, so for a lot of you guys, if you haven't actually, even learned the foundation skills, you haven't even done the food tracking, I'll say go and do those two fundamental steps first before you look into, body typing modification, right? So this is actually something I do want everyone to know. And having the understanding of body types is very good because it's a good reference for you to know the possible differences in metabolism, in body composition, and also in activities. And so you know that there are ways to make adjustments for you to achieve the health goals, right? But it is very important that we have to master the foundational nutritional skills before we apply the body typing strategies. Okay. So I hope you guys have learned a lot from today's video and you enjoy it. But before we go, I do want you all to take note of these points. This is very, very important. Listen very carefully. Okay, so your body type is not set in stone, which means it's not a life sentence. You're not locked in your body type. Okay, so by adjusting your lifestyle, by adjusting your nutritional habits, your movement pattern, your exercise, and different lifestyle choices, they can actually have a big impact on changing your body type. So yes, you can change your body type by actually adjusting your lifestyle, and that can actually change your body composition, so which can actually move your physical appearance to another body type. Okay, so don't be restricted and don't be limited by your body type. Okay, don't discount your efforts and your health goals. Okay, and also very importantly, as I've emphasized before you go and apply and make adjustments, any macro or nutritional or exercise adjustments according to your body type, it is very important for you to master the foundations, the nutritional foundations. Okay, so the nutritional foundational skills actually apply to all body types, right? So before you go and make the modification, know your foundations, because mastering the foundation is the super, super important part. It is only when the foundational strategies don't work for your particular goal, whether if it's a, body alteration, body composition alteration goal, or an athletic performance goal, that is when we take a look at the body typing strategies. Okay, so this is actually something very important to emphasize, and I do highly encourage everybody to learn about the foundational skills with me or with a coach, right? And of course, if you guys enjoy learning more about, knowing about your body, especially for women, knowing how your feminine body works, I invite you guys to come and work with me in the Body Confidence Mastery program, where we learn about our body wellness, we learn about how our feminine body works, and also we learn about how to manage your mindset, how to manage your energy, manage your life to achieve that next level confidence for your body and for your mind. Now the enrollment for the pre-launch list is already open. Okay, so you can actually click on the link below in the description, sign up for the pre-launch VIP list, so you'll be the first to hear about when our actual enrollment opens for everybody to register and start learning with me. This is going to be very exciting, and I look forward to working with a lot of you. Okay, so the link is just in the description, and I look forward to meeting a lot of you guys inside the program. Okay, so I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.